Going into the third day of racing, we got three really strong teams on top. We got Great Britain in the lead and two Swedish teams in second and third. But today, the strongest team is gonna stand out from the crowd because we're going to really remote places and the forecast is pretty extreme. What a beautiful morning, heading out to the lighthouse Svängen and then turning north, hosting the Jenakers and full pace towards Gillöga. We got Fredrik Karlsson and Niklas Nordblom in the lead. It's fun to see some other boats in the top than we have seen the last couple of days. It's Anders Tengbom and Stefan Engstrand. They're doing comeback in the F18 class. They've had a pause for 10 years or so, but they're coming back with power. The wind is increasing, we have probably 20 knots in the gust and we have really nice speed down towards Gillöga now. Coming into Gillöga, we have Fredrik Karlsson and Niklas Nordblom still in the lead. It is a confusion. They don't know what to do, if they're gonna round the boat, if they're gonna round the mark, go closer to the island. Now they're going... there it's a capsize. Wow, this is devastating for them. They're gonna be passed by several boats because this is gonna take time to get the hang of this boat and get it upright. And we got the Dutch here, they've stayed in the top and they obviously will benefit from this big time. Now the crews are looking forward to a proper challenge. The wind is still around 20 knots and the waves will pick up really nicely. They're heading out to Svenska Högarna, which is a very far eastern point in the Stockholm Archipelago. This will be a rough ride for sure. Something really unexpected here. Most of the teams are going around the island, but we've got the local experts, Kasper Seifert and Henke Almstedt, going through the narrow channel. Probably they will earn from this actually, because they've got some lee. The waves are not insistent in there, so they'll probably keep some good pace. Good decision. From Svenska Högarna, the teams will have to go over this passage to Gillöga once again, heading for a breakfast stop. But before they get some eggs and whatever they have in their food package, they will have to fight, because this will be a drag race in open ocean. We have GBR in the front, but we also have the Swedish team. It is the Swedish team who are first. Look at that. They have been biting back. It's Leif Dahl and Roger Bodén. It's getting more and more obvious that this race will be between these two boats. And in third place we have the Dutch, Jeroen and Elke. Two very different strategies here. One going with a jib and some others going low with Jennaker up. It's really windy, it's full on racing, and it's going to be the strongest teams, obviously, but those with the best controls and those with the best nerves who will stay on top of this game. One boat has already capsized, and it's not a surprise that we have Leif Dahl and Roger Bodén in the front. And of course it's the Brits on the other side. And just as the last leg finished, Jeroen and Elke. The passing lanes are really narrow through the straits between the islands, but that means also that the wind are pushing down there, so you can catch a gust and actually just break through. It's a shocker because Team Great Britain, Sunnox and White, have been passed by the Netherlands. The Brits are in third position, Netherlands in second, and the Swedes are up in front. Lefdahl and Roger Bodén. You can see the Swedes up there in front, but if they have a wipeout, that lead is gone in seconds. Oh, the Brits are trying to pass again. Up and down. How are we going to pass? Oh, it's Lefdahl and Roger Bodén who are winning again. It is Giro, and you can see it on his massive figure. And just after, we have the Brits. The fight all the way into the finish. You have to tell me about this crazy ride over the seas and through the islands.
Yeah, today we started in Sandhamn, and it was downwind, and just a couple of 100 meters from the start, it came almost the maximum wind of what the boat can handle. So we sailed for about 3-4 hours, 3 at least. And to do the navigation and to handle the boat with the maximum power downwind, it's very, very hard. But when we succeed, it's beautiful.
And the feeling going out to Svenska Högarna, that's nothing you do every day. And now you had some specific conditions for maybe not doing it.
If it wasn't a race, I should never have done it today because it was so scary. But when it's a race, you sort of get the extra spirit in your body and you just go for it. And it was fantastic.
Henke, you had a really bad incident. Tell me about it.
Just after the start, second leg today, we had a serious breeze coming in, and we dived in really good speed, and I think Casper was flying forward, touching the dagger board, and hurt his leg really bad. So unfortunately we had to hand him over to the secured boat, and he had a helicopter ride into hospital. So hopefully it's not too bad, but we don't know.
It seems like you found someone else.
Yes, I think I was quite lucky because now I found the designer actually of the boat out at Röllaga here, the outskirts of the archipelago. It was quite lucky.
Straight from Australia? Or?
That's right, I was sitting down having a coffee and this stranger came up and said, "Do you want to come sailing?" So turns out I'm going for a sail on my holiday.
Cool. So have you ever heard about this race? Well, I mean, what do you know about this race?
No. I'd come up to see the guys and do a bit of product testing with them and just make sure that everything was working out very well, and wasn't planning on sailing, so borrowed some gear and we'll jump on and have a bit of a blast, I think.
Yeah, it looks like you've taped up a pretty old dry suit here. Are you worried about leakage and stuff like that?
No, we'll be going too fast.
So what do you think about this race, or what do you expect?
This race, if we get to the finish line without hitting a rock, that's a win.
It's going to be crowded up at the pin end, and we're facing a long stretch to the finish line of the last leg for the day. This will be our tough and rough upwind. We got an old Capricorn 1, the only one starting at the committee boat. Will that maybe be the right call? All the ones that's been in the top, every leg are up to the windward mark. Full speed, the British is ahead straight away. Surprise, surprise. Niklas Nordblom and Fredrik Karlsson are also up there again, just in the aft, down to leeward from the British. Nice to see that we got Jeroen and Elke, the Dutch crew, up in top again. Seems like they are upwind masters. This is going to be a rough one, and Jeroen, with his length and weight, he is actually perfect crew for an F18. He's getting his weight far out and he's physically strong. I think they will be really strong in this on this last leg. But a bit more surprising is that we got Henrik Almstedt and the newcomer Brett Goodall in the top squad. It's so much fun to see because this is a drag race. There's not much tactical stuff in this. It's just endurance, taking the pain from the harness, just standing out from the boat as much as possible, getting the speed, trimming the sail all the time. We can see here Brett Goodall is working with the Cunningham all the time with his left hand. Henrik Almstedt is working with the main all the time. It's just those small little details, and we've actually seen some differences in speed. We have Roger and Leff. They were standing a little bit further back on their boat, and it seems like they have lost some speed on that. And Fredrik Karlsson and Niklas Nordblom seems like they have another gear. They have passed the Dutch, and they are speed machines on upwind in these kinds of conditions. So it turns out that this race became very tactical after all. What we thought were bad speed from the British and from Leff, Dahl and Roger was actually a really good choice of route. They went behind some islands and ended up far in front. Another tactical decision here. Got a small island up ahead. The Swedes will go on the windward side, the Brits on the other. Making it exciting all the way in. And the Swedes has to tack. They couldn't go that close to the island, had to do 2 tacks. They seem like there's some worry on board. And the Brits are just punching through on the other side. This could go either way, we have no idea. This is what's so fun. Oh, it seems like the Brits stopped on the other side of the island there. What happened? Did they hit a rock? I don't know. Oh, they hit something on the other side. They have stopped. Oh, the Brits are up and running again. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they're taking the dagger boards up.
Guys, what are you doing differently than the others?
I think one thing is our preparation, the navigation. We put a lot of time in before the leg on land, planning, looking at options and memorizing stuff. So we know when to navigate and we know when to just go.
You can gamble, and you can gamble a bit too much. But you have to gamble to stay on top because the margins are very small from the first to the second in this fleet. And the British team, they ended up second today, and it was because of this. They made a pretty bold decision which didn't really go their way in the end of this last leg. So now the Swedes are on top. We'll see what happens tomorrow.